Good morning, everybody. Welcome back. Solomon Scott Selections here for Friday, August 11th. For again today's play of the day, quick recap of what happened yesterday. We had a loss in the WNBA with the Lynx -3.5 at -110 on DraftKings. Simply put, not even close. Bad read by me. The Lynx trailed for most of the game, and they got blown out. I think they lost by double digits. But either way, point is the Lynx weren't really close. Collier couldn't hit a shot for the entire game, and the Lynx, once again, lost comfortably. So bad read there. Look for a bounce-back winner here on Friday. And for today's play of the day, wasn't really a fan of much on the card. So I'm going to go with a pretty decent value play here in baseball. I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to be a pretty decent plus money play. So I'm not sure if it's going to hit or not, but there's definitely a lot of value on it. So I'm going to give it out. So first of all, it's going to be in a matchup between the Brewers and the White Sox, taking place at around 8 p.m. Eastern time. And for this game, I'm going to go with Bryce Terang, who's a Brewers player, under half a strikeout in the game at plus 170 on DraftKings. Time of recording of 4 a.m. Eastern time. So first of all, it's an extremely random prop, so you're assuming I got some math to back it up. And I'm going to warn you right now, there's a lot of math involved here, but I'm going to read off the stats, so just bear with me. But anyway, Terang has been very good recently at not striking out. He's only struck out twice in his last 36 plate appearances, which means he has not struck out in roughly 94.4% of plate appearances during that span. On top of that, Terang's been very good at avoiding strikeouts on the road this season. Terang has only struck out 27 times in 151 plate appearances on the road, which means he has not struck out in roughly 82% of plate appearances on the road. If you want to look at Terang in this overall season, though, Terang has not struck out in 41 of the first 93 games he's played in this season. Now, you might be looking at that number saying, well, that means he's striking out in more than half the games. That is true. However, that does mean with 41 out of 93 not being in strikeouts or not having a strikeout in those games, that means that he's not striking out in roughly 44% of games played this season, which is equivalent to a betting line of plus 127. A reminder, the line here is plus 170, so it does seem mispriced. Now, Terang's also batting low in the order. He's batting roughly 7th or 8th, so you might be expecting less plate appearances because of it. He's also really bad against lefties based on batting average, and the White Sox do have two active lefties in the bullpen with Bummer and with Banks, so there is a chance he gets pinch hit for late in this game. Wouldn't be the first time. He has been pulled late in games before, so you might even get one less plate appearance because of it. But if you want to look at the other factor here, you might be asking yourself, well, if the line's going to be this high, I'm assuming the White Sox have a pretty good strikeout pitcher on the mound. Not really. You have Michael Kopech pitching for Chicago, and his strikeout prop in this game is set at 4.5, and the over is at -160. Now, Kopech has struck out less than 6 batters in each of his last 8 starts, and he's also only had 5 strikeouts in his last 2 starts combined. So Kopech is really not a big strikeout guy, and you're assuming he doesn't really go much length. So let's assume that you see Terang face Kopech twice, which I think is a pretty reasonable number if Kopech goes 5 innings or maybe into the 6th inning. If that does happen, that means you're probably looking at 1 or 2 more plate appearances against the White Sox bullpen. And I mentioned once again that there are 2 lefty relievers in the bullpen, so Terang might get pulled. But if you're looking at a starting pitcher who really does not strike people out, and he should face Terang for probably half of his plate appearances in this game, or maybe even less, then plus 170 does feel like an extra good deal because, once again, Kopech does not strike out many guys. But simply put, is Terang a very good baseball player? Not really. Is he very good at avoiding strikeouts? Yes, that's good enough for me. And once again, with Terang only striking out 2 times in his last 36 plate appearances, if you want to give me plus 170 and you don't have an elite strikeout guy on the mound, I'm going to take it. But I do think, once again, I'm not sure how likely this is going to hit, but I can definitely tell you that 170 is an insane line. And because of that, I'm going to take the values. Play that once again here for Friday, August 11th is going to be on Bryce Terang under half a strikeout at plus 170 on DraftKings. Bye, everyone.